Hello and welcome to episode 24 of VocTer Gaming. I am your host, the vocal terrorist, Jesse Rain, and we are here with Game 3 of the Best of 5 series in the Assembly Cup between mTwDIMAGA and mouz.MaNa. And we are jumping right into the start of this game on Terminus Re, the GSL map, very large map. Spawning in the north position, we have everyone's favourite red Zerg, currently 2 games down, throwing the heart at mana. He is mTwDIMAGA. And spawning in the west position, we have our green Protoss, 2 games up. If he takes this game, he takes the series 3-0, a complete clean sweep. He is mouz.MaNa. Now, of course, this is the Assembly Cup, held in Finland, or at least based in Finland, and MaNa is 2 games up now, as we've seen from the previous 2 days. He has played exceptionally well against DIMAGA, and DIMAGA is no slouch, as we've seen before on this channel. So I'm really looking forward to finding out whether he can completely sweep him off the board, or whether DIMAGA can mount a comeback. Now, if DIMAGA is going to mount a comeback, you could not ask for a better map than Terminus Re. This map is huge. It's one of the biggest maps available right now for StarCraft 2, which is excellent for a Zerg player that likes to mass up like DIMAGA does, because look at the size of it. You've got your main base here, you start, you've got your first natural here with the double gas, then another natural with a second gas, all easily defendable, and then you've still got this natural here, which is barely expanding towards your opponent, plus of course you've got all the bases around the side of the map here, before you have to go anywhere near MaNa's base over here. So this could really favour DIMAGA. As we see, a forge going down here for MaNa. He is going to wall off at this point, which is fair enough, but a spawning pool is going down here in the base of DIMAGA. As we've seen many times before, he does like to go pool first. It's just his style of play. It makes him feel safe and it allows him to concentrate on defending this hatchery, which is fine. Especially, I mean, while MaNa does tend to do this, he does tend to expand first rather than putting on any pressure. There is certainly no harm in feeling a little bit safer. Protoss can do a lot of things to harass an expanding Zerg player in the early game, so it does make sense to get that pull first if you so choose. Now, what I find interesting is that he pulls then hatches, but no gas, which is generally something you don't see because slow Zerglings are so completely useless as anything other than really slow scouts. It does strike me as strange. Now, a gateway is going down here along with the first cannon to help defend against these lings as they come in. This overlord does know where he is now, so these lings can come straight in. Are going to stop to attack this pro, but they're not going to get it so long as he keeps moving. This probe, however, is going to have to leave. No, it does go down, treating it like the biggest thing in the world when obviously it's not. And we see the gateway finishes, the nexus finishes, and a second gate going down here for MaNa. This one Zergling is annoying. It is going to attack this pylon. It will not get it. These probes can kill it should they surround it. And here we see from DIMAGA, we see straight away expanding to his other natural, expanding to this third base, which is very easily defended on account of there being no way to get into it other than through here. And if a player's come through here and stomped this, you are probably dead anyway, because he will be able to get up into the main and take out your production facilities. So this base fairly safe. Obviously, what it is weak to is something we've seen before from MaNa, is Void Ray play. If you go early Stargate, grab a couple of Void Rays, fly them over here, it can be very hard to defend this location because of how close they are by air. But as we've seen before, MaNa is not always the best with his Void Rays. While it did do well in the last game, it took him a while and he very, very nearly lost it. And in the game before, his Void Rays did an awful lot of nothing but die until he switched to carriers. But we will be seeing Stargate play again. As we see the Stargate going down here, he does favour this kind of play. I do apologise. It will be interesting, or at least I am interested to see whether he chooses to go Phoenix or Void Ray this game. Getting the ground weapons level 1 upgrade, I do not agree with this. I really do not agree with the ground weapons upgrade before the armor upgrade for Protoss. I've played Protoss a fair amount, and I've watched a lot of Protoss games, and I just feel, and I know I'm not the only person with this opinion, that you need to upgrade your armor first to allow the Zealots to get in there, tank as much damage as possible while the Stalkers behind it and the Void Rays or Phoenixes deal the damage. But we will see. Zergling speed going down now. Very, very late timing on that. 62 food before Zergling speed even begins. The evolution chamber, in fact, will be finished before the speed upgrade is done. The Evo chamber nicely positioned here, along with the Spore Crawler, so he knows what's going on. While I do not believe he has seen this Stargate, and indeed he has not, he knows MaNa's play so well that he knows he's going to be seeing Void Rays and or Phoenixes, and in fact he's going to be seeing both. This Void Ray will come up here and be spotted by this Overlord. It will attack and kill this Overlord, but that is a big move. That is really nice placement of that Overlord from mTwDIMAGA, like I spoke about in previous games about your Overlord placement. It allows him to see that that's coming, and he needs to react like he does, getting the Spore Crawler down. Needs to be bringing these Queens along. Unfortunately for him, I believe this is completely walled off, so that was slightly silly. This Queen is going to struggle to get there in time now, but this second Queen is going to come down, and they are going to chase off this Void Ray and Phoenix. Again, no real damage done. We'll perhaps want to focus down on these rocks to allow a quicker access to base number 3. Because unfortunately, having to move these spine crawlers now. Oh no, the Queen could still fit through there, so I am insane and wrong. Unfortunately not the best of moves, as these spine crawlers are now going to be attacked. But they will save them with those Queens. That Void Ray still not managing to do. This Void Ray is going to go down! Oh dear! Again! He escapes this time with 3 hit points. What is going on in these games with these Void Rays? Wow, Protoss ground armor level 1 going up, and Zerg melee attacks level 1 going up. We have an infestation pit going down, but these 3 Phoenixes are going to come in and try and do some more damage. Lifting the Queen, but having to leave because of that Spore Crawler. Really good Spore placement. That is excellently done. But now a small force of Zealots coming in, more being warped in on the high ground. They are going to take down this Queen. No, the Queen escapes now and does get transfused, will survive until these Zealots attack again. There goes the Queen. But Roach is coming in now. Roach is streaming in. Queen's being lifted by the Phoenixes so the Void Ray can attack him. Oh dear, but everything going down. This was not the best of attacks, I'm afraid, by MaNa. That has set him back a considerable amount. He only got 1 Queen there. He didn't damage any production facilities. The lair is still absolutely fine. The pool is still up. He is trying to expand here, but it will not work, I do not believe. Does have enough to chase this force off, but once he comes back with a slightly larger army, here I do not think he will be able to keep this base up, but we will see. Pathogen Glands going down. That's the stunning energy for Infestors, along with the Twilight Council and another Nexus. MaNa finally choosing to expand again after his pressure attack failed to do any damage whatsoever. And as we see, an Immortal being brought out now, but a Spire. Where has he hidden the Spire? Spire. I don't know. I can't find anything on this map. There's the Spire, which means Mutalisks and eventually Broodlords, Glial Reconstitution.